Hello. So today is going to be a little bit of a short and lame video because I've changed internet providers. The other provider has the new provider has installed optical fiber today, so my internet should be a lot better, but they couldn't get the network settings correct, and for some reason my internet is sometimes working and sometimes not. Either it's working on the laptop but not on my desktop, and yeah, I've wasted quite a lot of time trying to fix this already. So yeah, let's just jump into these two hands you see here. So this is an interesting one. Um, this guy I remember was opening pretty aggressive. This point, I mean, only 10 hands, of course, but his overall stats. What the fuck? Okay, his overall stats are already a little bit aggressive, but nothing too insane, to be fair. Anyways, so question is, can we actually just shove here? This was already pretty far in the tournament, and there were bounties in play, which I unfortunately cannot really put into this calculation, but we can of course shove with smaller edges, and we can assume that they will also call us lighter because of the bounty. So let's put it in Hold'em resource calculator. So he raised to 2.1 big blind. Let's take a look. So what is his opening range from the cutoff? Probably as every ace. Probably a lot of these hands as well. Something like this seems okay. Maybe like this. This is on the wider side. It's okay. So, and if we jam, so this guy, he doesn't have us covered, and he neither, so they are not really incentivized to call pretty light because they cannot hunt bounties. So I think he's calling something like this. Yeah, this is okay. And this guy, never going to call these hands. Something like this. I think this is the same range as King Jack suited. It's kind of close for him. Let's put in the same range, which makes some sense. And then this guy, like we said, is incentivized to call pretty light because of the bounties in play. Something like this. Alright. Let's rerun for a second. So, as you can see, Jack 10 suited is actually profitable shove, but thing is, I'm not going to be shoving alone with my strongest hands, so aces, kings, queens aren't going to be in there. I'm not sure if this is actually useful to put in. Well, definitely not if we leave these ranges locked as well. Definitely need one range open. So let's assume we don't shove these hands, but we're 3-bet calling them. Something like this. And let's see what this actually gives. I've never done this before actually with all these ranges locked. It didn't change anything, right? Or did it? No. Let's leave this range unlocked and let's take a look at what he can call. He can call all these hands. So let's now unlock this. I'm just a little bit experimenting and seeing what this gives. So at this point, Jack 10 suited isn't profitable anymore. It's actually pretty close. If you can shove, let's say he's also calling all these hands, which I think he might be doing. And Jack 10 suited is not a profitable shove, so I also don't think it's a very good shove. But in this hand, in fact, we called, and then this guy shoved. He's pretty tight, or so far has been pretty tight. I mean, for 126 hands, these are very tight stats. So now we're going to take a look at this not situation, but situation. Let's I mean, this would actually just be the same. So next we allow flat calling. Finish this will take some time, so see you. Alright, so again we have this guy's opening range, which will be something like this. Then we call with a range that looks a little bit like this, something along these lines. So maybe even these hands. Something like this, and then this guy jams, and he is not going to be this wide because of the bounties. He knows that we will be calling him pretty light, I think, but of course he's not going to miss on these profitable reshoves, I believe. So let's make it something like this. Then this guy will call, or rather reshove it in. Something like this. Not too sure, but seems okay. And yeah, so this is the range we want to know. Also, this guy is reshoving, probably something like this. All right. So and we actually cannot call Jack 10 suited at all. It's pretty losing. I mean, if it was like min 0.10, 15, maybe even 20, we could consider it because of the bounty. But I think in reality this guy might actually even be tighter than this. He probably is. So I don't think Jack 10 suited is a call at all. Yeah. All right. I remember thinking pretty hard about calling. I was really close to, but I ended up folding, which seems to be the right play. All right. Let's take a look at the next hand. So here we have one guy who opens, a little bit on the tighter side. Well, not a little bit, he's on the tighter side. For sure, with 360 hands, these are very tight stats. We have caller and another, oh no, here another caller. These seem to be like, I mean, at least this guy, pretty wild, but not too many hands. And we have 30 big blinds with ace jack suited. And we jammed, got a caller, I called as well. Also, this is like pretty close. 17 big blinds, nines. I mean, I think it's fine actually. Let's take a look, right? Oh. So what was our sizing? 2.2. And we have to allow overflatting. And again, this will take some time. So let's take a look. So this guy opens from early position. And he's rather tight, so something like this. It's probably opening. Seems okay. Then we had this guy calling. But probably a lot of crappy hands. Well, crappy is maybe not correct. All these hands are too crappy, but checks, maybe he's calling jacks. 9-8 suited. Something like this. And then this guy overcalled. He is going to have a lot of crappy hands. Something like this is alright. Maybe then I can't. Can't continue now. This is always a little bit of problem. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, this hand is annoying to analyze because I cannot put in all the actions that happen to see if I can't continue on this guy calling for some reason, and when I just 3-bet here I cannot create the ranges for these guys, left only for this guy and this guy. Something like this, and as you can see in this situation, Ace Jack suited is actually not a rejam. Surprises me a little bit because he's still folding quite a bit. So this is the original raiser opening. This is the guy calling. Then me 3-betting. And them calling this. This is somewhat strange, to be honest. How can nines be this losing? Well, of course, if I only jam this, nines is going to be losing for sure. Strange. I don't really know what I can do better. I could add in, dead chips from these guys, they are basically never going to call. I think, especially this guy will never call. His range is just way too weak here. This guy he might have like jacks and tens in his range. He might have an occasional trap, but this is never a trap. And I cannot really counter these guys in the simulation, so I don't know. I still feel like it should be profitable jam with Ajax suited. Well, at least that's what I thought, but apparently it's maybe not the case. because there's always like 1% per person that they wake up with aces or kings, but I add another 1.2% that they have ace king, so that's about two. Let's say, of course, if they have queens, they are also going to call, so that's about 3% at least that this guy or this guy will wake up with a hand that will call, just together roughly 6% of the time, and this is not accounted for here. So I'm really surprised that this is the only things we can regen. Yeah. Okay, like I said, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to wrap this video up because it's already quite late today, and I need to go somewhere else to upload this video, and yeah, sex of course, and it of course has to be done today, otherwise I'm really fucked. So hopefully Thursday the internet is working fine again, but I'm a little bit afraid of that. But I guess that's a problem for Thursday. Not sure if these guys are going to be able to come back tomorrow. Which also sucks because I probably won't be able to play poker then. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video Thursday. Or actually maybe it might be Friday because of all this networking problems. Thanks for watching, and see you guys. Adios.